Grand Rising Queens, this is Queen Yaz, your awakening coach with Motivated to Change. And today is Super Soul Sunday, as Oprah would say. And that's what I'm going to name Sundays. Super Soul Sunday. So some of you may still be in church. Some of you may be out of church. But I wanted to go ahead and do the live today to talk about our spiritual awakening. Also, holistic healing. Those are the two topics that we're going to talk about today. So some may ask, and I know I briefly talked about it, what is a spiritual awakening? And I explained to you, a spiritual awakening is to be awake, like you coming out of a dream, a certain state of dreaming, and you awake from that. And I'm not talking about physically, but it can be spiritually, emotionally. You become conscious, you become awakened to everything that is around you, whether it be your senses, whether it be within your spirit, whether it be in the physical realm. You awaken to all things around you, seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally. This is what awakens you. And when you become awakened, you lose fear. The things that may have made you afraid, whether it be other people's opinions, whether what your surroundings, your atmosphere, you lose the fear of those things, and those things do not hold anything over your head. That type of fear or that bondage, you lose the weight of it and you become free. That's, in my opinion, what a spiritual awakening is. And as I stated before, with a spiritual awakening, you can awaken within your church ministry, and God begins to download you with things that you didn't know of. It can be a supernatural awakening. It can be a physical awakening where your body may go through some things for the better that heals you. It can be a emotional awakening where some things that may have clouded your emotions may now help you to heal those emotions, and things that might have irritated you before doesn't irritate you now. So these are the things that pertains to a spiritual awakening. And so this is what I am. I am an awakening coach that helps you to awaken those senses, whether it be physical, spiritual, or mental. That is my call. That is my passion. That is my purpose. And that's what a spiritual awakening is. Hopefully in the group, you will go through some kind of spiritual awakening, whether it be from like I said, the physical aspect to the spiritual, whatever. I hope and pray that you will become awakened and awaken your soul in the midst of this mentorship. And that is what I'm to do, is to push you to awake from the dream state. Okay? So that is what a spiritual awakening is. You may ask, well, B, how did you go through a spiritual awakening? It's been probably a few years ago. I was sitting in church. No, I take that back. My spiritual awakening started when I was a child. I have to go way back, because I used to sit in church. I had gotten saved, got baptized, was in the church, filled with the Holy Spirit of God. God was speaking to me, and I felt like there was so much more to God than what I was feeling in the church. And I would say it. I could be at choir rehearsal. I could be there on Sunday mornings. And I was like, God, there's got to be more to you than this. And so that continued throughout my life. People used to think I was so strange because I never acted normal in a church, or the way that usual church people would act. So it started then, probably about when I was 5 or 6. And as I began to get older, and I, graduated from high school, went to college, I began to go through different levels of spiritual awakenings. And God began to deal with me on so many different levels, even to now I'm able to see things full circle. And so it's been a scary process, but I'm so glad that I went through it, because now I'm close to that phase of no fear. Like, I don't care what anybody says about me. I don't care what church people say about me. I'm in this to make sure that people live their life to the fullest, that they live a full, a blessed life, that they have a closer relationship with the Most High, but they awaken from all things that may be dead to them. That is my call, and that is my purpose. So it's so important for you to understand or get a grasp of what that awakening is for you. Again, everybody's awakening is not the same. Everybody's not going to go through the same experience, and that's okay. That's fine. We are not alike. We are not all the same kind of people. If that was the case, we would be living in a very boring world. So no one is going to go through the exact same experience at the exact same time. Okay. We are forever evolving. We are forever evolving in this world. We are forever learning things about ourselves. So do not ever feel like that you're stuck in a place. You're going to forever learn a lesson in life, okay? There are always lessons surrounding us pertaining to the awakening, to a spiritual awakening, okay? So that's one thing that I love about this type of work that I do, that people began to see things on a totally different level, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Now, getting into holistic healing, which holistic healing and a spiritual awakening works hand in hand. Holistically, before there were ever doctors, before there were ever nurses, before there were ever hospitals, our ancestors somewhat just knew how to heal themselves. My grandmother, I learned, she died before I was born, but my dad used to tell me when she was sick, she would go into the country and eat red dirt. Hey, sweetie. She would eat red dirt to heal herself. The earth has so many nutrients, and people think this is so nasty, but no, truth be told, there are a lot of things that's within the earth that helps you to heal naturally, okay? Me, myself, I can testify to this, and this is why I try to be a wellness motivator and encourage you. There's nothing wrong with going to doctors. There's not, because I go to a doctor, okay? I have an OBGYN. I have a family doctor that I go to that treats me for some of my ailments, okay? Hey, Tasha. So with these things, it helps you to heal. And of course, we don't have the education that the doctors have. God has gifted us with doctors to help. But I'm saying, as a holistic wellness motivator, sometimes your gut or your spirit may tell you to try some things on your own to help your wellness and your well-being. And there's nothing wrong with that either. Okay, the Most High has given us common sense. The Most High has given us insight within our own bodies and ourselves, of course, with our family, our genealogy, our DNA, to help us to understand what we need to do to heal ourselves. Okay, so with that being said, hey, Stephanie, holistic healing is real. Holistic healing is real. I can testify and tell you. Okay, so I went to the doctor probably around 4 or 5 months ago, and I initially was on birth control to help with my menstrual cycles, because after I had my daughter, I had such a bad time with my periods. I literally every month thought I was having another baby. That's how much pain I was in, and I felt like every time that I had to push, because of the pain on my, I guess it's your cervical floor or your vaginal floor, whatever that is. So I went to the doctor. They had to do a vaginal ultrasound on me and found out that I had a cyst on each ovary. One cyst was like 1 inch and one cyst was like 1.5 inches. So one was bigger than the other. And the doctor, with her nonchalant self, thought it wasn't serious. It may not have been serious, but the pain was serious. So she never really tried to give me anything to try to help shrink them or do anything. So me with my holistic self, because I tap in, I felt led to just research some things on the internet, and I looked up this raspberry leaf tea. It is an herbal tea, but it helps with the reproductive system for women, okay? And something in my gut, in my spirit, told me to purchase this tea. So each night before I went to bed, first of all, I felt led to take myself off of birth control, because I know sometimes birth control can have some side effects. Now, this may not happen for everybody, but it happened for me. So I took myself off for birth control. It's not like I was sexually active. I took myself off for that. I tried to change up my diet, but I religiously drank that raspberry leaf tea every night before I went to bed. Okay? That's all I did. Like I said, changed up my diet, drank more water, cut out the sodas, a couple of things that normally we're supposed to do anyway. Went to the doctor probably about a month later. My cysts were gone. Okay? Completely. Could have been the raspberry leaf tea. Could have been me changing up my diet. Could have been me drinking more water. It could have been all those things. But I do believe I healed myself holistically through the Most High, through common sense, through education and research. So sometimes it's not all about the pills they put you on. Some things are in the earth that you can use to heal yourself holistically. You see what I'm saying? So just wanted to throw that out there to you. So holistic healing, holistic wellness is so important, because you need your mind to be clear. You need to be able to think clearly, be able to have peace of mind, peace of spirit, peace of soul is so important. And no matter what you have to do to get to that state, you got to get there. That's the only way that you're going to be able to live a life that's peaceful, is to have peace of mind. Because it's your mind. It's the battle of the mind is what affects us on a daily basis. And in order to do that, sometimes you got to get beside yourself. You got to get to yourself, by yourself, quietly, in a quiet place. Let everything quiet down. Be cool, calm, collective, and meditate. Meditation is so important. There's so many ways that you can meditate. When I say meditate 10 minutes a day, and you can meditate for longer times. Buddhist monks, they meditate for hours and hours of the day. And you notice they're very peaceful and they have so much wisdom. Meditation is a great source for peace. Meditation is a great source for wisdom. It's just identical to praying, except for after we pray, we're quiet and wait for the answers. That's basically what it is. You can meditate to music. You can meditate to sound. You can meditate just with nothing on, just quiet and focus. Focus on a positive thought. Focus on a positive light. Focus on an affirmation. Focus on a prayer. Focus on a scripture. It does not matter. Just as long as you focus and meditate on those things. It's so very important for you to get it, okay? Meditation is awesome. I've been meditating. I like to burn incense. There's nothing wrong with incense. Incense is smelling. It's just like essential oils. It helps to clear things within the air. It helps to bring you back to a peaceful place. But it also helps even with meditation. So I love to burn incense. I have a Tibetan bowl. It's a singing bowl. And when it's singing, when you hit it, it vibrates. But it makes, tunes. And it helps to calm my spirit. I even got my daughter doing it. She calls it relaxation bath. So I'll give her a relaxation bath to help calm her spirit when she gets hypered. And when I begin to play the singing bowl, she loves it. She oh my gosh. She just relaxes. And it's a great thing to do to help you relax, even through stressful times out of the day. day when you could be working, it can be stressful, and you don't know what to do to get yourself together. Burn you a little bit of incense, put on some meditation music. There's a lot of it on YouTube. Meditation music, frequency music, because that's what we are. We are frequencies. Our spirit has to elevate. Our spirit has to ascend to what God wants us to be. In order to do that, you got to have things in your ears that is affecting your mind that is positive, so that when you wake up positive. When you talk positive. When you're walking somewhere, you're going somewhere positive. When you're working, your mind is on something positive. So all of it works hand in hand together. Am I making sense? Y'all let me know if it sounds confusing. Tell me so I can break it down a little bit more. I hope I'm not confusing any of you. Again, this and God, all of it works hand in hand. It does. It works hand in hand. It's all God. So I'm not talking about anything crazy. I'm telling you what I know and what I practice for myself. Getting back to holistic healing. Sometimes we bring sicknesses upon ourselves. Well, B, what do you mean? Harboring unforgiveness, being angry all the time, being frustrated and stressed out. It brings on different ailments. Just like me and stress. If I'm stressed out, my blood pressure goes up. Then your blood pressure continues to rise, and it starts affecting your heart. Because you're harboring stress and you're being stressed out about things that you may not have the power to change at this particular moment. But you're allowing it to affect you. Headaches. You can be frustrated about something to a point that it affects your mindset. It can cause a migraine headache, any type of headache, tension headaches. But because you're frustrated about something and you won't release those emotions or communicate it out, it affects your head. Back pain. Ailments within your body, pain, period. When you know that you've done so much and you haven't given yourself time to rest or to relax, it can make your immune system shut down. To the point that you get sick. You can catch a cold, or your nose will start running because you've allowed your immune system to shut down, and you did not give yourself time to rest your body, to recharge and to rebuild. So it's so important for us to understand what holistic healing and wellness is. So the question I have for you right now is, with some of the ailments, and you don't have to do any journals today. Let me say that. You don't have any assignments. Sunday is a great soul Sunday. It's for you to enjoy your family and to rest. But the assignment that I want to give to you for tomorrow, in the midst of your holistic wellness journey, what do you think? And I want you to truly hear from your soul. Hear from your gut and your spirit. What is it that's affecting you or hindering you to heal completely? If it's something you're dealing with, whether it be your headaches, whether it be a simple cold, whether it be chest pain, stress and anxiety, panic attacks, whatever could be lingering in your body, if there's an inkling in your soul that is something that is hindering you from healing from that thing, what do you think it is? And this is your journal assignment for tomorrow, and I will put it in the group tomorrow. What could be hindering you from healing holistically? Could it be any trauma? B, what do you mean by trauma? Could it be any type of family trauma? Something that you've dealt with throughout your life and you buried it to a place that you don't want to deal with it anymore. You don't want to think about it because of the emotions that's attached to it. Could it be that you're angry at a friend or an enemy, your spouse or friend, and you've gotten so angry that you haven't even communicated how you feel or release that tension from your heart or your chest, and it's affecting you in other ways that you feel like you can't breathe, your chest hurt, your blood pressure's been going up. Could it be you may be angry at your children? And I'm just using this as examples. Could it be something that's affecting you in such a way that you have not been able to heal? If so, you need to write those things out. Write them down. Write that in your journal. What is it that could be hindering you from healing holistically? That's a very good question. I can tell you about me, which I dealt with trauma. Trauma. What is my trauma? In December 23rd, 2005, my grandmother went missing. December 25th, 2005, we found her dead, murdered in her home. True story. In the midst of me dealing with my grandmother's murder, my husband was cheating on me at the same time. So because of that trauma on both sides, I became very angry. I had panic attacks. I was stressed. My blood pressure went sky high. I was abusive. I was angry. I would fight. I went through all of that trauma. Still dealt with it for a long time, to a point that even my grandfather passed away 5 years after my grandmother died. He died November the 1st, 2010. But before he died, a lot of family secrets came out, like the day before he died, which it gave me a little bit of understanding of what my grandmother went through before she was murdered. But it still did not stop me from being angry and upset and hateful. And I harbored all those feelings in my heart to a place where I could not sleep. I would emotionally eat. I would get mad at people for no reason, and it wasn't their fault. My chest continued to hurt. Blood pressure high, to the point it was affecting my eating habits, my weight. It affected everything I went through. To a point that when I seen her killer, and her killer is my uncle, family. See the trauma? I had to look him in his eye and tell him, I love you for real. And I forgive you for what you've done. And I'm still your niece. I'm still your family. And I'm still going to take care of you, because that's what my grandmother would want. It took a lot for me to do that. But as I forgave him, it slowly began to heal me. It began to heal the trauma. Even though I may not ever understand the reason behind her killing or her murder, it doesn't matter at this point. What matters is that I'm okay. It's not hard to talk about now. That I'm okay. That I'm healing internally. Now, that does not stop you going through grief. Grief is something you still may grieve. You still may hurt. But as for being at peace, to have peace with the situation, and to know that all is still going to be well regardless, and still love on that person that hurt you, and still forgive them, it brought me peace. And now I'm at peace. I'm at peace with myself and with that situation. Now, I'm divorced. I went through a divorce. Now, I fought for my marriage, but that's another trauma. I fought for my marriage. But I come to realize you cannot make a man love you the way that you deserve and need to be loved. And instead of me being disrespected continually, I walked away from it. Did it hurt? Of course. Was I angry? Of course. literally, I wanted to kill him. Can I just be honest and real? But that wouldn't have changed anything. It would not have changed how I felt. It would not have changed what I was going through. I had to go through the process. Once I went through the process, I forgave him, released it and let it go, got through my divorce, and I told him, I can't make you love me. I can't make you love me the way I deserve to be loved. Matter of fact, he didn't love himself. And I had to allow him to heal in his own way. But as for me, I had to forgive him. And I had to release and let it go. Because that's not what I am now. None of these things depicts who I am. None of these things dictate who I am. It may be part of my history. It may be lessons learned. But I'm so much greater than what I'm telling you. Okay? So this, again, is a part of holistic healing. Sometimes you have to let go of situations. Sometimes you have to just say, you know what, God, I forgive this person and I'm leaving them to you. I can't worry about it, because if I do, this is what's going to happen, or this is what's not going to happen. And you got to release it in order for you to heal. Okay? So I'm hoping I'm making a little bit of sense. And if I'm not making any sense, please message me so I can break it down a little bit further to you. So what we covered today in a quick nutshell is, what is a spiritual awakening? And overall, a spiritual awakening is you coming out of a dream state. Physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. And you awaken, you become conscious. To a place that nothing can hold you. Nothing makes you fearful. Nothing that you have to be afraid of. And you're able to have an awesome spiritual, supernatural, physical experience with the Most High, with your surroundings, with your family, with nature, with all the things that makes you you. That you may be able to build from that and grow from that and elevate yourself from that. We also touched on a little bit of holistic wellness and healing. And what you can do and really dealing with emotional trauma and emotional healing. And some of those things, how if you don't heal, if you don't let go of stuff, if you don't forgive, how it can internally affect your physical well-being and make you sick. And so in order to hinder yourself from getting sick in some of these ways, you have to release some things, forgive and let go. And when you forgive and let go, you'll see the healing begin to manifest over your life. Because look, the power is in our hands. God has given us, the Most High has given us dominion and authority to handle all these situations. So it's very important for you to use your power. Use your power. Use your power. It's so very important. I pray and hope that this is making sense today. And that I've helped you to understand what is a spiritual awakening. What is holistic wellness. Later on within a week, I can't promise the day because it depends on my work schedule. We're going to go ahead with the lesson in the handbook. So I'll get that out to you as soon as I can. Or post the first lesson in the group. Which I might do that. I might just post each week the lessons. But we're going to go over the lesson. And I'll repeat the journal assignment for this week. And we're going to continue on talking about holistic wellness and holistic healing. And some things that may alleviate things for pain and sicknesses that you may go through. I'm going to talk about a couple of products that I take that helps me on my journey. It helps with detoxing your body. It helps overall giving you antioxidants and cleanse you from the rooter to the tutor. That's what the old folk used to say, rooter to the tutor. So I'm going to be talking about some things throughout this week with holistic wellness. We might talk about different subjects pertaining to holistic wellness. And I want to hear from you. When you watch this video sometime today, tell me If you don't feel comfortable talking about it in the group, message me. Tell me what may be a trauma for you. Tell me what may be affecting. And it may not be something that's as serious, but tell me what may be affecting you, that may be hindering you from healing, whether it be physically, emotionally, spiritually, etc. What could it be that's affecting you from being your best self? That's the question at hand. Talk to me and tell me what it is and what you may need help with to heal physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Okay? So this is our teaching on today. If you have any questions, let me know, because I'm here to help you do your work and to be accountable. Please, by all means, I see some people that are commenting in the group, and I want interaction. So please, by all means, I know everybody works and it is doing a lot of stuff, but I want to see your interaction. I want to see you talking to each other. I want you talking to me. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about these issues, because this is a part of your mentorship and your coaching so that you can live your best life. It's so very important. I want you living your best life. And whatever I need to do to help you to heal, to grow, to vibrate higher, that's what I want to do for you. So I hope that you have a great Sunday. Namaste. Blessings. Love you all to life. And you have a great afternoon, okay? Bye-bye.